Hello, welcome. This is Camnet Television Main News. To present, my name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Top stories in the news. Displaced street vendors urge government to quickly open MWEWA Lane market. The Bank of Zambia urged to invest in cyber security. Persons with BEMOAN lack of empowerment under CDF. In international news, fighting in Sudan enters 100th day. And in sports news, Copper Queens ready for Spain encounter.
Join Pastor Moses Chiruba on National Matters this coming Monday, 24th July 2023, as they discuss honoring our national heroes.
The Constitution of South Africa. And yet when Mr. Paul Osaka died, Zambia did not even celebrate that hero. He went to the grave, plain coffin provided for by the government of South Africa. And Zambia is one country where we do not sing songs for our heroes.
With his guests, Mr. Fabian Mumba, former senior principal, private secretary, State House.
Well, we see certain things going wrong. I think let's speak behind the scenes. Now I'm here like a but I think my conscience will be clear, but I've told you.
Time, 20-45 hours.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Hello Zambia. Greetings to all soccer-loving Zambians. I'm Dr. Stenkusi from the Czech Republic, and I will bring with me soccer agent Mr. Jakub Skibik and the coach Mr. Pavel Ondrečka, both from the Czech Republic as well. The Football League in the Czech Republic is a qualitative and competitive league in the world. Knowing that, there are a lot of highly talented footballers in Zambia. All of us will be visiting Zambia from the 2nd to 6th of August 2023 in partnership with Camnet Football Academy. Agent and coach will come to Lusaka, Zambia to look at promising young Zambian players. Chances are that hard-working players may get engagement in the Czech Republic and including other European leagues. We look forward to seeing you at the tournament, which will be organized by Pastor Moses Chiruba of Camnet Television. See you soon!
Our news in detail. Bus drivers operating from Kolima Tower bus station have revealed that business has boomed following the removal of those who were contravening in the Lusaka Central Business District. The drivers told Camnet News that passengers have now been forced to board buses from designated places. They say police must continue to maintain law and order in the streets and ensure that no bus drivers operate from the streets in order to stamp out contravening permanently. More in the following report.
Operating at Lusaka's Tower bus station have dispelled assertions that police officers manning the streets are harassing them. The drivers have instead told this reporter that since the police officers were stationed in the Central Business District, CBD, their business is booming as all customers are coming into the station. Mr. Nicholas Banda is the chairperson for the drivers in Lima Tower bus station.
One town Shangana business. So mostly BSM Lima Tower never ended down. But this time Lima Tower in a business. That's number one. Number two, talk about police, very mulodium.
Other drivers have also echoed similar sentiments, further calling on their colleagues operating from undesignated places to come into the station.
Otherwise, in Ankara Mulod for a long time. And my benefit Mulod is na pays. So, for many much about police, challenge about questions that are and to end up station branch, Patamandev. So, Patamandev, when I come,
okay, munga banzato napishwa mulotu. Mugangana kulima tawa, mugangana city market, mugangana Lumumba, then na flash, especially flash, na millennium flash, it is empty. Tinyaende ma station, kuna kulima tawa, osa walinya. Isenza ma drivers wonse muri hapa. Imwe musenza motika is Bwerani.
So nangwanza tu jotes na bebe muloti kwa muloti na sebenzera. Bajanza tu ali muloti. Baleke chena kuvutika kusakira abantu muloti. Bazambo bili wana police. Kwa police beba konkala mu. So bajantu aboyele che mu station tyambe kusebenzera pamozi. Muona ma places yaliko. Pali post pe waenda muna mata peruti kuli leadership. Peruti kuli leadership. And then put na leadership yonse yali mata yonse. Ya ba father ba Nicholas Band.
Meanwhile, Limatawa Bus Drivers General Secretary Crispin Zapasi has distanced the group from a driver who accused police officers of harassment.
There are some other drivers and other people who are complaining when the police told them to say, where you have parked is a wrong place, one park somewhere else. You find that there is a quarrel, like a certain driver who complained yesterday. Yeah, he was told to say where you have parked is a wrong place, one park another place. So, because he doesn't want to follow the rules and laws which he has been given by the police. It's the reason why he's going on the media saying laws, sort of things. But we are happy with the police.
For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula in Lusaka.
And in a related development, some vendors who were displaced from the central business district are calling on government to quickly open Simon MWEWA Lane Market, claiming that there is no space in City Market. The visibly angry traders who were found displaced at Simon MWEWA Market, where they have set up base awaiting the opening of the market, told Camnet News that their lives have become unbearable and government needs to open the facility quickly. When contacted for a comment, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Technical Services Nicholas Perry says the market will be opened as soon as construction works are completed.
Government yana wanati pasa street ya Simon MWEWA Lane. Wanakamba tikazigurisirani uku Stifla street vending.
Tempers were blazing after these women were displaced from this area in front of Simon MWEWA Market following their displacement from the streets. This reporter arrived on the scene shortly after a fracas which was believed to have been caused by a scuffle for trading spaces around Simpson Building, and police officers were called in to defuse the tension. The said nearby fracas resulted in these women claiming to harbor here due to lack of spaces in markets to be displaced again.
President batu bahechechi na ndani gari nkombo segulani market mavende sizavutika kwa mbo menyana kuti tizichana na nkondo mwazipisha mu street tambera tivutika chape mwana tifishira tikapangala po peace with never peace mu city market tikaenda bwana wake yapwera nikaenda panga pana na mapepa ya kukanzo limazula sisakirira nikoenda
government City market tikangena vachipeleka apa pastandi vapezeka pari mwine vapate vamanager wa City market vakungopeka che vantu vakabata pasa vantu 800 ni mastandi ati ni bosa.
The aggrieved women are now calling on government to quickly open Simon MWEWA Market as life of loitering has become unbearable.
Na manja showing kuti unalipira ini certificate na yamana nipirirapo na manja ndio amezaka ningenesa wamene na apply siku City market kama na apply why na zipeza ku City market na babada tusunga bana amasi atake mu City market mwamene watipeleka muri bene bake bakatipeleka mwina wakanyamu ngati tili pano tizaenda kuti babwele batsekulire malata kuti tantike tizati zabwanje bana zona izmasadirite mubapelekere baichechi.
Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Technical Services Nicholas Perry says Simon MWEWA Market will be opened as soon as works are completed. Mr. Perry says government will give a timeline once an assessment of ongoing construction works is done. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula in Lusaka.
Goodwill Ambassador for Persons with Cross-Cutting Disabilities, Elijah Ngwale, has bemoaned the lack of information among persons with disabilities on how to access the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Mr. Ngwale notes that it is difficult for persons with hearing impairment to understand the CDF guidelines as there is no sign language provided to interpret the content. He feels persons with disabilities are excluded, hence the need to make the approach inclusive to ensure that no one remains behind in the implementation of CDF. More in this report.
Although persons with disabilities are eligible to benefit from various empowerments under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, concerns have arisen from poor dissemination of information on the guidelines. Goodwill Ambassador for Persons with Disabilities, Elijah Ngwale, highlights the need for the government to interpret the contents of the CDF guidelines in order for persons with hearing impairments to understand the guidelines and have a chance to access the funds.
Accessibility by persons with abilities of CDF. You know, any project that you have must have this: accessibility, availability, affordability, and acceptability. One, is it accessible? Is CDF accessible by us persons with abilities? I could nakedly but not nudely say no to Elijah. It's too difficult, if not impossible, for us to access it. Is it available? Well, if we can't access it, it's not available. The other one is dissemination of information vis-a-vis CDF to persons with abilities. Information is not disseminated. You have, for example, how do deaf people get information? Persons with disabilities are being excluded from CDF program to a very large extent.
On the other hand, Mr. Ngwale has encouraged persons with disabilities and have information on how to apply to do so and benefit from the empowerment.
You persons with disabilities must fight, must read and fight for your rights. That's the first thing. Now, appeal, I'm not going to appeal, because when I appeal, it means that I'm pleading with them. I'm not going to plead with them. I'm going to demand from the authorities, from the president up to the last authority, government, include us persons with the disabilities, of course, and the organizations of persons with the disabilities. Zambia Agency for Persons with Abilities is mentioned here and there. You include disseminating from
Vincent Piri for Camnet News in Lusaka.
The Zambia Cybersecurity Initiative Foundation has advised the Bank of Zambia to invest in cybersecurity. Reacting to the reported hacking of the Bank of Zambia Facebook page, Foundation President John Chisenki says the central bank must consider training its Facebook page managers to avoid what he terms as an unfortunate occurrence from happening again. Earlier today, social media went awash after a Facebook page belonging to the Bank of Zambia got hacked. Central Bank Assistant Director Communications Besnat Mwanza has since confirmed the development. More in this report.
One could ever imagined of just happened, the Facebook page belonging to Zambia's central bank being hacked. A check by Camnet TV News on the said page revealed that the profile picture and the cover photo were all changed. This received mixed reactions from many Facebook users. Meanwhile, Bank of Zambia Assistant Director Communications Besnat Mwanza confirmed the incident in a statement, saying the bank is making every effort to ensure that the platform is restored to full functionality. Reacting to this development, Zambia Cybersecurity Initiative Foundation President John Chisenki challenged the central bank to invest in cybersecurity for its social media platforms.
Bank of Zambia has already had another incident of hacking, I think sometime last year in February, where there was a ransomware was unleashed at their servers, and I think that's in the public domain, of course. And now we have this. So what's happening in the Bank of Zambia, I think, should be the question: who is careless in the system? Do these staff at the bank go through cybersecurity trainings to acquaint themselves with best practices to because if we have to protect our digital assets, we need to equip the people that use the assets before talking about security. Because human resource is the first in the line of defense. And if we don't educate the human resource on best practices, we risk, like what has just happened at Bank of Zambia. So then what are we trying to say? They are supposed to be chief security measures implemented at the human resource level by the cybersecurity experts at the bank.
This is not the first time, as the central bank last year experienced a technical outage resulting from a cyber attack. Vincent Piri for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Zambian government is exploring the possibilities of adopting the concept of sub-national revenue bonds as a financing solution for local development. Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Administration Mambo Hamaundu says it is imperative to explore alternative sources of financing for local governments. Mr. Hamaundu says the sub-national bonds can be utilized to help drive national aspiration to become a preferred destination for sustainable investments as a global green investment hub. He made the remarks during the Securities and Exchange Commission and the United Nations Capital Development Fund National Stakeholder Workshop in Lusaka. Here's a report.
The Securities and Exchange Commission and the United Nations Capital Development Fund co-hosted a National Stakeholders Workshop in Lusaka Monday to explore the potential of the sub-revenue bonds as a financing solution for local development. According to the Auditor General's 2022 report, 60 councils audited required a total of 4.2 billion kwacha for them to fulfill their mandate, but only 2.8 billion was funded, representing 68% of the required funding if local authorities were to meet their mandates of service delivery. Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Administration Mambo Hamaundu says sub-national bonds can be utilized to drive the national aspiration to become a preferred destination for sustainable investment as a global green investment hub.
I'm happy to say that we have an opportunity to have a special purpose vehicle which can be utilized to drive an agenda. What is critical and what is key is what we are working on behind the scenes, develop guidelines where you, the principal officers who are present here, you, the technical staff, can use as a guide as we put together a package which will enable this collaboration with UNCDF with the aid of people from the private sector to actually translate into improving the lives of the people.
During the meeting, it was observed that countries like Tanzania are already implementing the initiative to drive development in communities. The DOA Program of Action for the Least Developed Countries 2031 emphasizes the need to mobilize financial resources, both public and private, to support sustainable development. But the question is, could this be part of the solution? For now, we can only wait and see as discussions on the matter continue to unfold. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
The 95th edition of the Agriculture and Commercial Show has been scheduled for the 2nd to the 7th of August 2023 and is expected to attract more than 1,300 exhibitors. Agriculture and Commercial Society Cooperative Society of Zambia President Duncan Mfula says preparations for the event have advanced and will be flagged off with a health promotional walk on the 29th of July 2023. Speaking during a press briefing Monday morning in Lusaka, Mr. Mfula said the show has attracted a variety of both local and international exhibitors. He says on the local front, 60% of exhibitors are from Lusaka and 40% from the rest of the country. This year's show is being held under the theme Inclusive Economic Transformation. More in the following report.
Returning last year, breaking a 2-year absence due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Agriculture and Commercial Cooperative Society of Zambia ACSZ has announced this year's Agriculture and Commercial Show will commence on 2nd to the 7th of August 2023. Addressing the media Monday morning, ACSZ President Duncan Mfula said the event is being held under the theme Inclusive Economic Transformation. Mr. Mfula says the theme means an economic transformation that is distributed fairly across society and creates opportunities for all.
This theme resonates well with a number of government policies and strategies aimed at promoting economic transformation. It is also coming at the time when the nation has successfully clinched a $6.3 billion debt restructuring deal. Our exhibition area is expected to attract up to over 1,300 exhibitors, both indoors and outdoors.
Given the relaxation in COVID-19 restrictions, this year's show is expecting an increased number of foreign exhibitors.
The show has an estimated number of 20 foreign countries this year who are expected to participate. Some of these foreign countries include Egypt, DRC, Ghana, Ethiopia, Namibia. Farmers Pavilion and Provincial Farmers Pavilion will be an exciting area which will showcase the national productivity, national efficiency and individual productivity as well as value addition.
As impacts of climate change intensifies, Mr. Mfula says the show society is encouraging its exhibitors to adopt sustainable practices of exhibiting. Meanwhile, a check by this reporter in the showgrounds found some exhibitors doing final touches to the stands. This year's Agriculture and Commercial Show will be flagged off with a promotional health walk on Saturday 29th July, commencing at Levy Mall. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
United Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia, UPPZ, has called on the United Party for National Development, UPND-led government to provide a roadmap for constitutional reforms before the end of 2023. UPPZ President Charles Chanda says constitutional reforms are necessary to ensure a clear and clean constitution is in place to allow for what he terms credible elections in the future. He claims the current constitution appears to lean towards the ruling government, as a result compromising the fairness of Zambia's democratic processes.
I wish to call upon the New Dawn government to provide a roadmap for constitutional reforms before the end of 2023. This is imperative, and it is indeed urgent, because the action will not only help the country, but it will ensure we have a clear and clean constitution put in place which allows for credible elections in the future, and of course upholding of the rule of law. As it stands, our current constitution appears to lean towards the ruling government, a situation which cannot be condoned. It compromises the fairness of all our democratic processes. It has been observed that our constitution finds itself with so many interpretations that confuses, including those that have penned it down. It is therefore important that the government acts to put up a constitution that will not only be fair to all citizens, but will be able to help in the governance of this great country.
We'll take a break. Join us for more news after the break.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, too.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and interrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take you there.
Join Pastor Moses Chiruba on National Matters this coming Monday, 24th July 2023, as they discuss honoring our national heroes.
The Constitution of South Africa. And yet when Mr. Paul Osaka died, Zambia did not even celebrate that hero. He went to the grave, plain coffin provided for by the government of South Africa. And Zambia is one country where we do not sing songs for our heroes.
With his guest, Mr. Fabian Mumba, former Senior Principal, Private Secretary, State House.
When we see certain things going wrong, I think let's speak behind the scenes. Now, but I think my conscience will be clear, but I've told you.
Time, 20:45 hours.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. In court news, the Lusaka Magistrate Court has ordered the recall of Chief Mukuni of Southern Province, the second prosecution witness who had earlier testified in the criminal trial of Economic and Equity Party leader Chilufya Tayali. Magistrate Sylvia Munyinya has given a go-ahead to the application made by the accused on Monday, the 24th of July, 2023. Mr. Tayali, who is accused of harassing the traditional leader in 2022, made the application after the state amended his charge sheet. This is in a case in which Mr. Tayali is accused of harassing Chief Mukuni through social media by alleging that he planned the gassing incident with a view to have President Hakainde Hichilema, when he was still in opposition, released from prison. More in this report.
Outspoken politician Chilufya Tayali has been forced to retake plea in his criminal trial after the prosecution made some amendments to the offense he is facing before the courts of law. The amended charge has seen the prosecution remove the word senior from the particulars of the offense, a move that left the defense Monday morning, the 24th of July 2023, object on the basis that amending at such a stage is likely to prejudice the accused. However, this objection has been overruled by the court. Mr. Tali, who is the leader of Economic and Equity Party, is standing trial before Lusaka Magistrate Sylvia Munyinya for accusing Chief Mukuni of Southern Province of being behind the gassing incident between 2019 and 2020 for the purpose of getting then opposition UPND President Hakainde Hichilema out of prison. After taking his plea this morning, Mr. Tali applied through his lawyers that the court compels Chief Mukuni of Southern Province, who was the second prosecution witness, to be recalled for cross-examination. According to the previous charge sheet, Mr. Tali is alleged to have made the accusation toward the senior Chief Mukuni. However, a state witness, James Chileshe, an assistant director in charge of chief affairs at the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, has told the Lusaka Magistrate Court this morning during cross-examination that the title of Senior Chief Mukuni does not exist. Mr. Chileshe explained in his testimony that Chief Mukuni of Southern Province in Kazungula District does not hold the title of Senior. In this matter, Mr. Tali stands charged with an offense of harassment using electronic communication contrary to the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act No. 2 of 2021. In the previous court session, Chief Mukuni testified that he was mentally stressed to be accused of masterminding the gassing cases. He claimed since the accusations were made, his safety has been compromised. During his testimony, the traditional leader had also refused holding the title of a senior chief. The matter has been adjourned to the 14th of August 2023. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A defense witness has told the Lusaka Magistrate Court that his role was to package the news gathered from Patriotic Front Information Chairperson Raphael Nakachinda in 2021. Logic Lukwanda, a journalist at Prime Television, told Magistrate Irene Wishimanga that he can neither confirm nor deny that Mr. Nakachinda alleged that the president was summoning judges at his private residence. This is in a matter in which Mr. Nakachinda accused President Hakainde Hichilema in 2021 of summoning judges at his residence in order to compel them to frustrate PF in their legal battles. More in this report.
Opposition Patriotic Front Information and Publicity Chairperson Raphael Nakachinda has continued with his defense in a matter he is accused of defaming the president before the Lusaka Magistrate Court, with Monday morning, the 24th of July 2023, presenting Logic Lukwanda, a journalist from Prime Television, as one of his witnesses. Mr. Nakachinda, who commenced his defense in May 2023 after he was found with a case to answer, says he will present 2 more witnesses to support his defense. Senior journalist Mr. Lukwanda told the Lusaka Magistrate Court this morning that his role was to package the news gathered from Patriotic Front Information and Publicity Chairperson Mr. Nakachinda in 2021. According to him, he was working under a different media institution at the time the offense is alleged to have occurred. During his cross-examination, the witness told court that he can neither confirm nor deny that Mr. Nakachinda alleged that the president was summoning judges at his private residence. Charges before court alleges that Mr. Nakachinda on the 13th of December 2021 accused President Hakainde Hichilema of summoning judges at his residence in order to compel them to frustrate PF legal battles. However, in the previous court session, the accused told Magistrate Irene Wishimanga that being the opposition party spokesperson, he is mandated to offer checks and balances to the current administration, and it was within that background that he uttered the said words at the Lusaka High Court ground. In his further defense, Mr. Nakachinda had claimed that his statement was misunderstood because he meant that the president was attempting to start summoning judges and not that he had already started. The accused, who was highly convinced that the duty of the opposition political parties in the country is to offer checks and balances to those in government, wondered why the 3 members of the ruling UPND who filed a complaint against him had gone ahead to drag him to court on issues that needed to be resolved politically. The case continues on the 28th of July 2023. Miriam Kaemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
And still in court news, Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiweli has given Patriotic Front member Francis Muchemwa a benefit of doubt after he absconded session on Monday morning on account that he is ill. When the matter came up Monday 24th July 2023, Magistrate Chiweli reluctantly adjourned the matter after he was informed by the surety that the accused is unwell and has been put on an 11 days bed rest. This is in a matter in which Mr. Muchemwa is faced with charges relating to possession of property worth over 12 million. The state accuses him of possessing a house in Silverest area valued at 2.5 million kwacha, possession of apartments valued at 4.5 million kwacha in the same area, among other charges. He is jointly charged with 2 companies, Freetech Networks Zambia Limited and Altitude Properties Limited. The matter has been adjourned to the 8th of August 2023. The Media Institute of Southern Africa, MISA Zambia, has condemned the common assault on Times of Zambia photojournalist Henry Chunza by Chienge Member of Parliament Given Katuta. MISA Zambia Chairperson Reverend Father Barnabas Sumatende says it is disheartening that the very people who are supposed to be upholding the law by nature of their being lawmakers are the ones committing such acts. Father Sumatende adds that MISA Zambia is saddened by such uncalled for acts as they create an unconducive working environment for the media to carry out their duties. On Friday, 21st July 2023, Chienge Member of Parliament Given Katuta allegedly assaulted Times of Zambia photojournalist Henry Chunza for trying to capture her after she was suspended from parliamentary proceedings for 7 days, effective 21st July 2023. The Chitambo Town Council has scaled up projects monitoring to ensure compliance by contractors working on CDF-funded projects. The Council Chairperson Brian MWEWA and Council Secretary Mwiche Mudala toured projects to appreciate their statuses, with their first stop being at Misumba Health Post, a project constructed using 2022 CDF disbursement amounting to 305,000 kwacha. The duo expressed satisfaction at the rate and the materials used in the construction of the health post. And the contractor working on the project assured the local authority that the facility will be completed in the next week and will be handed over next month. The two leaders urged the contractor to pick up the pace because the government is in a hurry to provide such amenities to the people of Zambia.
By all means, if I tell you that on Saturday I was here, if you never I sang, and today's what? We expect to give him to give you another contract. We cannot allow him to let us answer anything. So I'm going to supervise about Tumakum. Tumalenga and Walava Mitumana Ambo contract. Because if we're purposing of into Bachimieva, to end up Papesia Kulandati. That to them we contract. Tapalia van Palepumle, Bombilanga Makuno Maisapa. No.
When I know in a paine speeding, she temen. He's right. These are 2 separate contracts. You cannot be moving our if you couldn't have. No wonder we paid you.
And why?
These are separate contracts with 2 separate accounts. So, we have to make a saving by using the same workers. You are shooting yourselves in the foot. Because that's we're in a hurry. Yeah. We cannot work purpose here. So so number fichaba na taking an interest number muri project. Mwarambo na panota kutapaza.
We take a second and final break. We'll be back with the international and sports news.
Hello Zambia. Greetings to all soccer-loving Zambians. I'm Dr. Stenpusi from the Czech Republic, and I will bring with me soccer agent Mr. Jakub Skibik and the coach Mr. Pavel Ondračka, both from the Czech Republic as well. Football League in the Czech Republic is a qualitative and competitive league in the world. Knowing that, there are a lot of highly talented footballers in Zambia. All of us will be visiting Zambia from the 2nd to 6th of August 2023 in partnership with Camnet Football Academy. Agent and coach will come to Lusaka, Zambia to look at promising young Zambian players. Chances are that hard-working players may get engagement in the Czech Republic and including other European leagues. We look forward to seeing you at the tournament, which will be organized by Pastor Moses Chiluba of Camnet Television. See you soon!
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, media news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days. In Forgotten Stories, we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Join Pastor Moses Chiluba on National Matters this coming Monday, 24th July 2023. As they discuss honoring our national heroes.
The Constitution of South Africa. And yet when Mr. Paul Osaka died, Zambia did not even celebrate that hero. He went to the grave, plain coffin provided for by the government of South Africa. And Zambia is one country where we do not sing songs for our heroes.
With his guest, Mr. Fabian Mumba, former Senior Principal, Private Secretary, State House.
Where we see certain things going wrong, I think let's speak behind the scenes. Now I'm here like a but I think my conscience will be clear of what I've told you.
Time, 20:45 hours.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. Now in international news, there have been 100 days of fighting in Sudan, and the conflict has wrought a devastating human toll, reigniting ethnic violence and sparking fears it could destabilize the wider region. On April 15, a rivalry between the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) exploded into war, turning Khartoum and wider areas of the capital into a bloody battlefield. Since then, fighting has also spread to the conflict-weary Darfur region, as well as parts of Kordofan and Blue Nile states. We monitored Al Jazeera.
In Sudan, between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces has entered its 100th day, with no side so far having been able to achieve a major and decisive victory over the other, and with huge humanitarian consequences. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled from the capital Khartoum alone, seeking refuge in neighboring states or neighboring countries, as the two warring sides battled each other in residential neighborhoods here in the capital Khartoum. Homes and properties have been destroyed as the two sides exchanged gunfire and heavy artillery, and due to airstrikes being launched by the Sudanese army. Markets and factories that used to supply the entire nation have been burned to the ground, leading to a humanitarian crisis and to a food crisis in the country. Now, the war has also spread to other parts of the country, including the fragile western region of Darfur. In Geneina, in West Darfur, hundreds of thousands of people have fled to neighboring Chad as militias allied to the paramilitary rapid support forces targeted people based on their ethnicities, according to accounts of refugees who arrived in Chad fleeing from the violence in Geneina in West Darfur. The United Nations says at least 3,000 people have been killed since the start of the fighting and more than 3 million people displaced. But it also says that that figure is likely an undercount of the real number of those who've been killed and those who fled from the fighting here in Khartoum. Now, diplomatic efforts have been made to try to get the two warring sides to end the fighting, but so far that has failed to achieve any concrete end.
These Israeli reservists are adding their names to a declaration that says they'll no longer report for active duty in protest against the government's proposed judicial changes. They're among a growing number of pilots, soldiers and intelligence officers who say they're acting on principle.
I came here today to sign to convey the message that I will not serve a dictator, I will not serve in a dictatorship. I'm here to say that my kids won't grow up in a dictatorship, in a place that abolishes the basic human rights of equality.
Military service is compulsory for most Jewish men and women above the age of 18, and many volunteer for reserve duty well into their 40s. Reservists reinforce the regular army, navy and air force. In an emergency, Israel can order its entire reserve force, numbering more than 400,000, to report for duty. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the government will not tolerate insubordination.
Refusal to serve puts the security of all Israeli citizens at risk. The government will not accept refusal. The government will act against it and will take all necessary steps to ensure our security and our future.
Hundreds of Israeli reserve pilots first joined the demonstrations against the government in March by refusing to report for duty. Last week, 400 more announced similar action alongside air traffic controllers and drone operators. Commentators say it's significant because the Air Force is largely made up of the Israeli elite.
The protest of the army officers, but mainly the pilots, is almost a game changer and might stop the legislation. It's not only that they are pilots, but usually they come from the well-off social classes, from the right places, from the right ethnic origin, and they are quite powerful.
Protests against the government's plans to change the legal system show no signs of slowing down. Israel's army chief has warned Netanyahu his proposed changes could affect the readiness of the army.
In our sports news tonight, Copper Queens striker Rachel Kundananji has said that Zambia is ready for Spain ahead of Wednesday's encounter in Zambia's second game at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Zamfoot reports that Kundananji, who plays club football with Madrid CFF, said that Zambia will play its game in the match against Spain compared to how they played against Japan. Kundananji attributed Zambia's loss to Japan to nerves among the players, probably because it was their first time at the World Cup. She also said that the team lacked confidence. However, Kundananji said that the team is looking forward to the Spain encounter and urged fans to continue supporting the team. Zambia will face Spain on Wednesday at 09 hours Central African Time. To end our news, the headlines once again. Displaced street vendors urge government to quickly open Simon MWEWA Lane Market. The Bank of Zambia urged to invest in cyber security. Persons with disabilities bemoan lack of empowerment under CDF. In international news, fighting in Sudan enters 100th day. And in sports news, Copper Queens are ready for Spain encounter. The coming verse of the day is coming from the book of Psalms 30 verse 2. Lord my God, I called to you for help and you healed me. Thank you again for watching Camnet Television News. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.